Hey guys, Philly here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solo both Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta. Now, before we get into this video, I wanted to quickly state that if you don't know where the NPC locations are, I've already made a video on it. I would definitely recommend checking that out. Also, go check out my Discord as well if you want more information and early leaks. But anyway, I wanted to quickly talk about, before we get into the proper part of the video, is the abilities. So, the bosses of these bosses all use the same abilities, but I just want to quickly go over which ones you should avoid and which ones you don't need to worry about that much. So first ability is Stardust Breaker. They both use it. You need to avoid this at all costs. This ability does a lot of damage, but it's also one of the easiest abilities in the game to dodge with your dash, so definitely do that. I'll show you later in the video. The second ability is Tri-Beam. This is another one that you need to avoid at all costs. Tri-Beam does tons of damage. You need to stun him when he's preparing a Tri-Beam the best you can. Sometimes they instantly release the ability and you can't do anything about it, but just stun him the best you can. I personally use Psychic Grab to do this, but it's completely up to you. You can use Meteor Crash or whatever you want. I wouldn't recommend using Drain, because Drain has a minute cooldown, and sometimes the enemies will actually dodge the Drain, which is kind of silly and kind of annoying. The next ability is Energy Bomb. That's the big, like, charge up one he does. I'll show you. It will appear later on in the video again, but just make sure you dodge that at all costs as well, or stun it. Stun him when he's doing it. The next two are Death Beam and Hellzone Grenade. These are trash. You don't need to worry about these at all. You don't need to stun or do anything for them. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, we're going to get into the first fight here. Now, also, before we start, I'd recommend do not use your technique straight away. The reason why you shouldn't be using your technique straight away is because this guy does no damage to you in his first form. So, he starts off with 1,000,000 health, right? You need to get him down to like 10,000 HP. He has like no damage in this form at all, so don't even worry. There's nothing to cover here. Like, don't even bother about like using any sort of ability, like worrying. Just hit him with abilities, chunk him down to 10,000 health. I'm gonna speed up this next clip so we can get there faster. Alright guys, we are back, and he's about to transform into his second state. Now, this is where things become a little bit more tricky. That ability right there, you need to stop him from using that, because that will chunk you, like, unbelievably. That does so much damage that you need to block it. It's one of the abilities that you have to block. Hellzone Grenade right there does barely any damage. You don't need to worry about. As you can see there, it's like nothing. He just used Death Beam. That also does like no damage. It barely ever hits you as well, so you don't need to worry about it. He just used Stardust Breaker on me, but he didn't charge it properly, so it's fine. If you see him charging Stardust Breaker, that's when you need to stop him. Again, he's using that ability, so I need to stop him. Pretty much you just keep doing this, keep interweaving like your beam attacks. You just avoid all the abilities that will actually deal a crap ton of damage to you, like that as well. I wasn't able to avoid that one because it came out so quickly, but you can see I lost a lot of health because of it. Also, to mention that he also dodges like so many of your attacks. Not as many as Goku does, but it's still quite a lot. And I forgot to use technique. Don't do that. Okay, see, he's using Stardust Breaker. Now, you don't need to dodge this, you just need to dodge that one. So you don't actually need to, like, stun him. You can if you want, but all you have to do is dash. It's very simple to dash that one. Okay, again, I couldn't dodge that. So sometimes you can't stun them when they're doing those abilities because they don't charge them. See? Like that, right? And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to stop that, right? You just kind of have to tank it. That's how the game, like, that's how the way the game works, unfortunately. So you kind of pretty much just have to tank those and just deal with it. But they don't happen like every single time, so you should be okay for the most part. But pretty much just do what I'm doing. Again, Stardust Breaker. Just dodge it like that. It's very simple. Stun him for there. Like, as you can see, like, I'm gaining health back during my fight because he's not hitting me. Like, that's what you should be doing. Also, when your technique runs out, you'll get a bunch of health back as well, so it's all good. We've almost beaten him out. as you can see, I just gained like my full health back. I couldn't hit him there. I was in the middle of my animation. Obviously, I'm not like perfect at it as well. Like it takes some time to get used to, but you will get used to it. Like this is a pretty bad run to show, but like, yeah, it is. It does take some time to get used to. Like I'm still getting used to it myself. I don't want him to do the tri-beam there, so I get stop him there. But as you can see, pretty easy stuff, not too difficult. Yeah. There we go. Alright guys, we're going to move on to Ultra Instinct Goku now, so I will be back in a hot minute. Alrighty guys, we are back, and we're going to go right into this fight. So again, don't use your form, your technique, until you've actually killed the guy. Anyway, I'm going to speed this clip up until we get to the actual real fight, because again, he does no damage until he's like in his second form. Alrighty guys. Alrighty guys, he is about to enter his second form now, so we're going to get right into the fight. Now, this guy is pretty much the same as Vegeta. You just got to have avoid those attacks, those big ones right there. Those will chunk you. The problem with Goku is he dodges a lot more than Vegeta, so it actually takes a bit longer to kill him. But he doesn't do as much damage, I don't think, so you kind of just have to be like a little bit careful on how things work. But for the most part, it's pretty much the same fight. As long as you're like staying aware and you see what he's doing, then you should be fine. Again, Stardust Breaker is one of those ones that you should be able to just dodge, so you shouldn't have any issues. Okay, I'm gonna get hit by that tri-beam, I think. Oh, nope, I got it. So, don't get hit by that tri-beam. At least do the best you can, because obviously, sometimes you can't help it, like, you just get smacked by it. I did in the last fight, definitely, and I probably will in this one. But, again, I can't fix this one, because I don't have any of my abilities that's, like, on cooldown, so I'm just gonna have to force to get hit by it. But, that's why you could have Meteor Crash, it is a good ability. Again, just dodge that, pretty easy stuff. Here we go. Hellzone Grenade, don't worry about that one. Very simple, doesn't do any damage to you. Barely does any damage to you, so it's fine. You can definitely see, if you're like much of a low level, like you still do take a bit of damage, so you can't do this fight if you're a low level, guys. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it, just purely because it's too difficult. You need to find someone else to be in there with you to help you. Otherwise, you're going to be in like too much of a struggle to beat him. But if you're like near maxed or you are maxed, this is a very easy boss fight, and you can easily do this on your own. There's no reason that you won't be able to do this on your own. Again, why am I keep forgetting. Okay, use your form. You need to be using this technique. I keep forgetting because I'm like focusing on making a video, but yeah, use this form. Definitely use it. Okay, I got hit by that because it clipped the wall. That's another thing. Stardust Breaker, try to dodge when you're not near a wall. I know that can kind of be hard sometimes, but yeah. Otherwise you get smacked by it, and as you can see, that does like a lot of damage. Alright, I gotta try, like, avoid a bit of damage here, because I actually have taken a lot of damage. Goku's a pain, because he does a lot more damage. I'm gonna get hit by that. That's gonna suck. Yeah, as you can see, Goku's a pain because, he sort of does a lot, he takes a lot longer to kill, because he's dodging more. So you have to be a lot more careful when you're fighting Goku, because you're fighting him for, like, a much longer time, you know? Just 1 second, there we go. Alright guys, we killed him, so that is how I personally solo those two. Pretty bad clips because I messed up a lot, but doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure you guys get the point. You can beat these two guys on your own very easily if you try. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.